Hey, Space Watchers, and welcome back here from the second day of the Connecting the World from the Skies conference in Riyadh. And I now have the great honor to speak to Jennifer Manner. And Jennifer she is Senior Advisor Space and Space Policy at the NTIA. What does stand NTIA for, Jennifer?
It's a part of the United States Department of Commerce. It's the National Telecommunications and Information Administration.
Wonderful. So how are you doing today?
I'm great, thank you. It's a great conference, and I'm glad to be here with you.
Maybe you can describe to our audience what is the importance, the current importance of NTN, and why does it become such a big thing?
So I actually think NTN is critically important, and the concept is we've had non-terrestrial technologies like satellites and HAPS and other things for a number of years, but they've never truly been integrated into our day-to-day telecommunications ecosystems. So what we're ending up talking about here is, with the development of standards and new technologies, having things like direct-to-device to cell phones and other things, how do we integrate satellite into our communications ecosystem in a way that makes sense? So it's an exciting topic, and the ideal would be that it's transparent to the user. So my mother never needs to know if she's on her cell phone, she's using satellite or terrestrial.
So, I mean, if we have these new technologies, something we learned over the past decades with technology is you need standards, you need harmonization to move it on. If everyone does his own stuff, it doesn't work. So where are we on that matter, so the harmonization?
We're at the beginning stages, but very promising. 3GPP, one of the standards bodies, already released 2 releases that have satellite incorporated in a small number of bands, but we're at work on more. And then the ITU is fast at work, is developing standards for 5G for the satellite component of IMT, and then we'll move to 6G. So we're moving in that direction. It's still early.
So you talked about the standardization and the policy. Where are we on implementation?
So if you have, we're in the early days too, but at an exciting stage. If you have an Apple iPhone, for instance, release 15 or later, you actually have NTN incorporated into your phone.
That's right.
You may know you can actually text for emergency help. There's other companies that have actually two-way texting, that's one way. But you're hearing of all these developments and very close, SpaceX, AST, Lynx, a number of other companies, EchoStar, OmniSpace, are all looking at ways to incorporate their satellite systems into the terrestrial ecosystem. And you're seeing it also on a broader tail with companies like Eutelsat and SES, who are doing a lot of cellular backhaul. So there's different ways that you can use NTN.
With new technologies, we need also new regulations potentially. So on that front, is that something where we are clear? And regulation versus innovation, always debated. Maybe you can shine some light on that.
Sure. I think maybe one of the most promising things I heard out of the conference was the concept that regulation shouldn't stifle innovation. And so, of course, it's an important part. And as a regulator, of course, I think it's important. But I think we want to make sure and step back and regulate only where we have to. Okay. And that's a lot of what I heard here, which is great news.
Let's see if the next administration sees it the same way. So, how do we keep our space literally safe?
That's the $64,000 question, really, at the end of the day. But I think we're starting. I think by having conversations, by working together. I mean, there's some very good things happening. For instance, we recently in the U.S. released our track system, and that's the start, a new tracking system. We're working with other countries on that. But also you're seeing a number of people think about it. We're working at the ITU on a space sustainability handbook, so that people will have the tools. And conversations like we've had here are terrific, just to hear different ideas on how to do it. But I think, I wish it would move faster. Everything should always move faster, but I think we're on the right track.
Wonderful. Jennifer, thank you very much for your time. With that, Space Watch out.